there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Stretch the Sketch. This is our anniversary month and we are doing a card because it's an anniversary and we give cards at anniversaries. So we can do pretty much any size we want. This is also some assemblage required video. So I am using some products from the shop in my on my layout. If you're not sure what Stretch the Sketch is, it's basically we usually take a 12 by 12 sketch and we can create in any size other than the size the sketch was created for. So the idea is to stretch your skills and either make it bigger or smaller than what it was presented in. And in this case, since we are doing a card sketch, we are able to do a 12 by 12 if necessary or desired. But I am not. I am doing a double page layout. I've got some Easter photos of the kids I take care of. And this is going to be for the oldest one's album. She's in the blue dress there. So I thought blue would work really well for her. And I went ahead and cut apart the cut apart sheet, divvying it out between the three kids because I knew they were each going to get a spread in their own albums. So I chose the ones that were a little less busy for her, a little less colorful. I thought I would actually do it on this yellow paper, which is really bright. This is out of a paper pad. I don't remember the name of the paper pad. I've had it for a long time. The yellows they do match kind of more where the white and the yellow meet up, but they're not a perfect match for the cards. But I'm going to end up switching to blue, which is also not going to be a perfect match, but again where the blue matches the white or meets the white, it goes well with her dress. And so it's going to be a little bit bold for Easter, but I'm going to go with it because she loves blue. And so I'm pulling in other colors as well, creating some strips here. Now in the sketch, there were a bunch of banners that were hanging down and a bunch of circles. I'm kind of ignoring the circles and I'm going with the banners. So I'm going to have my banners hanging down as well, but I am not going to give them the fishtail end that they usually have on them. I'm just going to keep them as blocks of paper. And I think that is okay. So here is the blue that I'm using. And like I said, the light kind of faded out blue is a good match, but it does get very bold. And I think she will love it. Would it be my first choice for me? No, probably not. I don't think it looks bad, but it is definitely a little bit on the bold side. And the reason I chose it was I didn't have a lot of blue papers that did match really well. So I went with something that was a little bit more solid. And even though it's an ombre, there's not a lot of pattern going on because all of these strips of paper have a lot of pattern going on. So I wanted something that kind of had a solid feel to it, even though it's not a solid. And I'm liking how it looks so far. And I think it's going to come out okay. So I am going to tone everything down by just using some Distress ink in black soot. And that is probably my go-to ink color of choice for distressing. I really just like the way that the black makes everything kind of pop and makes the layers kind of come to life and, you know, feel more dimensional basically. And so I just go ahead and do that on all of the layers here. And then I went ahead and glued them together. So basically once I got them how I wanted them, I just stuck my I don't even remember if I used my HEG. I probably used my liquid glue. Normally I just squeeze a little bit under there so I don't have to move things around to kind of tack it in place. And then I'll go back through and glue it a little bit more securely when it gets put on the paper, basically on the background paper. But this way I can move the whole unit as one piece rather than moving it individually. Oh, and it does look like I am using my ATG. Huh, funny. I did this layout a couple weeks ago, you guys, and I am late in getting it up because that's apparently how I roll these days. And yeah, Stretch the Sketch has been happening today all day. And I will leave a link for those playing along down below. There's a playlist link. You can go back and see all of the Stretch the Sketches that we have done so far. We actually didn't start the playlist until a few years into it. So you're probably not going to see all of the stretch of sketches, but I think I might have put all of mine in there. And I think this is I want to say our 8th year doing it. So it's been happening quite a bit. And it is the third Sunday of the month. And somehow the fact that this is the third Sunday of the month was not apparent to me. I don't know where my brain is or was. But yeah, it was not on my radar at all. Probably because my calendar is flipped to June right now, working on things that are coming up in June, and I did not go back and check May. So my apologies for being a bit tardy with this one. Anyway, moving on, I'm going to go ahead and ink up my 3x4 cards as well. I am going to have my photos kind of in a, I'm going to say bouncy, in a a staggered manner going across my layout, basically because I want to give a little movement to them. I didn't want to just line them up straight across. And that's going to give me a place to add some embellishments as well. So that's what I'm doing. So I've got these little blue flowers from MK, and I don't know if these are in the shop, to be honest with you. These might have been in one of the embellishment boxes, but I'm still using them. She always has interesting and unique things in the shop. And sometimes it's not always wood, veneer, or acrylics. You can go and check out her miscellaneous items. Also, you never know what you're going to find. But I have the tags, these wooden spring tags. They are a 1/16 of an inch thick. They are adhesive backed, and they do have a masking over the top of them. And you're going to see me go ahead and ink these up by removing the masking in certain areas, adding ink, and then removing more masking and adding more ink to give them some color. But I also really like that it adds a really natural color to the layout. And I do also like that it gives you something that is not necessarily really colorful. I also did pull the little bunny that I just stuck on that 4x4 card on the left hand side. I pulled that out of one of her animal packs, and I will link that down below for you, as well as these tags. So you can see here I'm doing the polka dots. I've removed some of the masking off of the top of the polka dots, and the masking is on there to protect the wood when it is cut by the laser. And it is also a great way to do this technique. Now, you don't necessarily have to use ink. You could use paint or something else if you want. But in this case, I'm just using my Distress Oxide. Actually, I'm just using whatever ink is left over on my applicator tools, which 9 times out of 10 is Distress Oxide ink. So pulling a few of those dots off and inking it up to give it kind of a spring Easter eggy kind of feel to it. And then when I remove the masking from the area that are not the circles, it will still have the wood veneer feel to it or look to it. And I really love the way that these come together. So again, going for an Easter egg vibe here. And yeah, I really like it. The paper, if you're interested in knowing more about that, it is Echo Park, My Favorite Easter, I believe it is what it's called. And I'm going to be using that same collection for all 3 of the kids for their layouts. And I like it. There's quite a few options in it with regard to color and pattern. And I like the bunnies. The bunnies go really well with the wood veneer, giving it more of that natural feel. And I do like that there are some tones in there that are not necessarily pink, because my little guy, he is, you know, he doesn't necessarily, well, I don't think he would care if it was pink at this age, but when he gets older, he might prefer that it wasn't just pink. So yeah, I'm going to be adding some different colors to his from the same collection pack. So yeah, it's a really nice collection. Unfortunately, you know, I think I do have the sticker sheet, but I don't think I even have the sticker sheet to this. If I do, it's not with the paper, because I probably would have pulled some of the stickers out. Anyway, I've got plenty of embellishments here that I don't necessarily need the stickers, so the wood veneer is going to do a lot of the work for me. And here again, I am just inking up some of the flowers in the manner that I think by removing the masking and then inking on top of it. So I went ahead and zoomed in here so that you can see a little bit better what I am doing. I know that my camera is a bit far away, and that's, you know, doing a double page layout, I do have to be zoomed out pretty far, but I thought I would zoom in here so that you can kind of get a better idea. Now, is this in a really exact science? Not really. You could probably be more exact by putting the masking back on or something like that and then working around it. But I didn't really feel like I needed to do that. I kind of got the main flowers up there, and then yeah, you can, it's not like I'm staying in the lines. If your goal is to stay in the lines, it's really easy on this type of a pattern because there's not a lot of overlapping pieces, but when there's overlapping pieces, it is a little bit more difficult to do that. And I'm okay with that. But you can see here, it looks so cute, you guys. It looks so cute. And I'm just really happy with the way that it turned out. So hopefully, yeah, I'm going to be on screen when I pull this masking. You'll see the other one in a bit here, which I apologize, I didn't pull that masking while it was on screen. But here I'm trying to mainly get the words darkened up, and I know it looks like a hot mess when I rub all over the top of it. And then I thought I would make the pots a different color. And then I'm not going to try and get everything that's within the pots a different color, but I think I'm just going to end up doing them all kind of green, as in greenery that's in there. Maybe I do try. I don't know. Like I said, it's not a super exact science. Now, if I really wanted it to be exact, I would have pulled out my paint pens and gone in with the paint pens to make it more exact. But I'm really just happy with the way that it came out, and I like the way that it ends up looking. So there you can see the one with the multiple florals that are a bit overlapping. They look really cute together, and I'm happy with the way that that turned out. I thought I'd just stay zoomed in while I am just putting some twine. This is actually just dollar store twine. It's in the automotive section, and I'm looping it through, and then I will remove the backer off of these. Like I said, these are adhesive backed, so you just peel the backer right off of it and stick them down. You don't have to do any additional work. And that makes me so happy. It makes it so easy, and I don't have to kind of fuss with it and figure out what kind of glue I'm going to use. The one thing you should know is once you stick them down, they are pretty much down, unless you don't give them much pressure. And if they've touched a photograph, they're not coming off. So be sure that you get them where you want them before you press down on them. But I'm going for kind of a hanging technique here, or swag kind of look, and I think it looks okay. I'm happy with that, and I don't need it to be exact or anything. It's just to give some different texture and color up in the corners. And then I am adding a couple of blue labels here to write on. I was not with the kids on this day. It is Easter. They're with their parents and with some of their family friends. And so I'm just adding some labels so that their mom has a place to document a few things that happened during the day. So I won't be doing that. That'll be something I leave for her. So that is it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this layout. If you have questions or comments, leave them down below. I'm a little bit behind in answering them, but I do read them all, and I will get back to you as quickly as I can. Thank you for spending time with me today, and I apologize one more time for being late, so I hope that you don't miss this one. But that's it. Thanks for watching and spending time with me. I will be back again probably Wednesday with another video, so come back and see me then. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.